a world where everything went upside down. In a world where everything was reversed. In a world where everything got saturated for some reason. In a world where the hue kept going crazy. In a world where brightness and contrast didn't mean anything anymore. What would you do in that world? Could you even understand the sound of my voice? Sound of my voice. In a world, understand. The sound of my voice. In a world.
We shall defeat the Megabass. Keep heart. As long as you believe that you can defeat the Megabass, you can defeat the Megabass. Dear Lord, what are they building? Oh my God, what is the structure? Unbelievable. We're off to meet the Indians, the Indians, the Indians. Off to beat the Indians. Is that racist? Back from Cœur Résistant. It's a fun little non-profit charity for homeless people and poor families. Giving, I've noticed, has brought joy to my life. I can't do it all the time, of course. We all have our lives. But little by little, I think I'd like to try and give more and more. And I think that if we had a world where everybody in their everyday life didn't necessarily go through a non-profit, but could give a bit of their time and energy to do things, to the extra thing, our world would be a better place. You can't have one savior that saves everybody, but what you can have are lots of little saviors, lots of little heroes doing lots of little things, and it's always going to be like that. The world is made up of a lot of little things. Sometimes you'll get a big movement, okay, but a big movement is always made up of lots of little things. You gotta do it. If you don't do it, nobody's gonna do it. That's what I learned. That's what I'm learning here. Gives me confidence. Confidence in my ability to do good. Still terrible with women, but you know, who isn't? That's not true. That was terrible. Women. I understand Bob Marley now. Everybody sings that song, no woman, no cry. Even women join in. No woman, no cry. They're not all lesbians. You understand that the song means that, like, if there's no woman, you don't cry. Women are sources of pain. So women, reconsider singing that song. What? That does not go with the architecture at all. Like, I wanted some pink, and I wanted some white, and I wanted it everywhere, but they gave me this tower instead. That's terrible, terrible.
Well, sometimes I go out by myself and close a Cause since I've come home, my darling is a mess. Won't you come over? Stop making fool out of me. Won't you come over?
What's this? This is a camera? I can see you now. I can see you, camera. How does it feel to be spied upon, huh? How does it feel to be spied upon, camera? Look, we found another one. It's huge. Is this even a camera? You think I can't see? You're not even pointing in my way. You're not even pointing in my direction. Oh my God. Turkish delight. The evil queen of the Ice Narnia is somewhere around here. Oh my God, it's the evil queen.
Let us play the game. Oh, guess what it is? What do you think this is? You have 3 seconds to answer. So you don't know? Okay, zoom out. It is a washing machine. Let's play Guess What It Is. Do you know what this is? You have 3 seconds to answer. Maybe you know. No, do you not know? It is a bottle of wine. Let's play Guess What It Is. Do you know what it is? You have 3 seconds to answer.
I can see a pea. Look. Pea. Look. I can see a pea. Pea. I can see a pea. Pea. Oh, look. I can see a pea. Pea. Look. Pea. No, I swear I can see a pea. I can see a pea. Oh, look. There's a pea right there. Look. Right there, there's a pea. You're a pea. I predict that some people will come running by. I told you. What do you think this is? This is kind of strange, isn't it?
Now, over here, I think the painter really wanted to express, I think, some form of blueness, surrounded by a redness, that expanded into whiteness and yellowness, and blueness again, but that's complicated. You see, if you take a step back, you can notice there's a shape here, and there's a shape here, and they look rather similar, actually. There's a shape here, too, which is complicated, again, because of the blue. The blue makes everything more complicated. There's another shape here, which is smaller than the shape here, but the shape here has little wiggly wiggles. And the wiggly wiggles change everything. Just like the blue. The blue and the wiggly wiggles change everything. Oh, look at, oh, this is aggressive. I can feel aggressiveness coming from this. This is like he went crazy for a second. And this shape, now that's quite interesting. That does look like an unidentified flying object bursting out from this other unidentified a grounded object. And once you take a step back and you realize everything, you realize that this is all bullshit. I think children did this, actually. This is not worth my time.
So I want to be real. I'm having a real bad day. I was just with my friends and they tried to cheer me up. But the thing is that there's so much that I just don't say. All their arguments are just basic arguments. It's a question of perspective. There's always worse. And right, there is always worse. But then the same problems come nagging back. So for me, the only thing you can do is to actually solve your problems. I feel alone. I know it's depression, right? I don't know why I want to smile when I say that. I have depression. But truthfully, it's not funny. I need to get out. Amazing things can happen, but terrible things can happen too. And you need to safeguard yourself against the common terrible things. But in doing so, you think about the problem so much that you fear more and more. So you're ready, but you don't have the spark of hope or of courage or of energy that's gonna push you and propulse you forward. But specifically, I feel like shit because I haven't met a girl. I feel like shit because I feel like music is a dead end, even though people keep saying it's good, because I just don't like the music world. I was writing on my blog last night. I was talking about death. Pretty serious subject. When we talk about death, we avoid death. We're afraid of death. I was thinking about life and I was thinking about how everything is conditional. When you think about it, everything is conditional. There's no such thing as unconditional anything. To survive, you need to eat. That's a condition. To do anything, you need to spend energy. Those are conditions. If you don't have them, you die. And so in a way, death is beautiful. Because death doesn't require you to do anything. Death accepts you unconditionally. And so it's a weird thing to say. I mean, I'm not saying I'm gonna kill myself. I'm not saying that I'm gonna hurt anybody else. I'm just messing around with ideas. Life requires you to fight constantly. Life is not beautiful. Life is messy. Life is unfair. Life is as a physicist once said, a bubbling brew of virtual particles. He's talking about empty space, actually. Life is a mess. And so obviously people who are trying to cheer you up will always use arguments that have conditions attached. And I'm just tired of conditions, man. I just want to accept unconditionally. But it's pretty damn hard when you're feeling so down. My friends tell me, you gotta be positive, you gotta be this, you gotta be that, you gotta be that. You gotta be everything. It's up to you. It's always up to you. Never is it the world that's put into question. And I told them that and they said, the world should be like this, the world should be like that, but it's not. So how do you get through it? And I agree, except that I don't. I fucking hate this world. And right now, I fucking hate life. Life is not beautiful. I suppose it is once you have all the conditions. And that's the problem. The problem is the conditions. I don't know what I'm gonna make of this information, because it's the very first time that I've come to accept death as more beautiful than life. I'm not scared of death anymore. Well, not really. I mean, when it actually happens, I'm sure I'll be scared. But I can deal with the idea now. What do you think about this? About death being beautiful? Or about life being beautiful, maybe? La Rue de la Soif. This is the road of thirst. There's a lot of bars here, that's why it's called that. It's a place that I enjoy a lot. It's just a little stretch of street. And this bar is the Eternam, and it has been a home to me for the past few months, maybe a year. I thought I'd say it. It's important. Look at all the people sitting there, and this is where I'll go.
And the contestants step out onto the ring. I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna beat your ass. Fight! I will. You merely adopted the darkness. I was born in the darkness. The fuck are you talking about? Oh man! dropped in the dark.
Let's play Guess What It Is. Do you know what it is? No, it is a kiwi on a bunch of clementines.
It seems we've come across a kiwi that's just standing there on a bunch of clementines. Does this mean that the kiwi is taken over? Does this mean that the kiwi has plans for these clementines? Who knows?
This is the end of the vlog. Don't tell anybody, don't tell anybody. It's gonna end soon. You and I, we know. But nobody else, okay? Okay? Do you understand? This is paradise.